two series when you were able to, I know they were driving the ball, but it seems like you guys were adjusting well. Just what was the challenge up front that they were presenting tonight?
Yeah, I think you saw it all game. That quarterback, the +1 run game to a single high defense. It's tough. So we had to make some adjustments. With our front, with our back end. Even how us linebackers were fitting things. They did a good job. Like we knew all week. They got a job and they do it well. And they did it all game. Like it was just continuous drives. 3 yards, 3 yards, 3 yards, 8 yards. So it's tough to stop that as a defense. There's some things that we got to fix. As players, we're going to play violent, play physical, and people all be on the same page and be in the right gaps.
Keyshaun, why do you think you guys have struggled against QB draws this year?
QB draws, just QB run in total. Yeah, I mean, it's a tough run game. I mean, you have to have your free safety or one of your extra fitters to come down, fit the hole. Like I said, they're good at doing their job, and they run a stout offensive line. Do well getting up to the second level. So they're collecting people. It's tough to stop.
Malik, can you kind of talk about, obviously with Jordan going down, somebody else needed to step up. You kind of had a career game. Can you kind of talk about your contribution and having that opportunity?
I was blessed to just, be in the game and, contribute, with JT going down, we had to change some things around. So, I just had to play my 111, play my part, and just make the plays when they came.
What do you think prevented you guys from doing more in that first 3 quarters offensively?
Say it one more time.
What do you think prevented you guys from doing more offensively in the first 3 quarters?
It was a lot of things. It was a multitude of things. I think we just need to stay on the field. We got to convert third downs, and we got to score in the red zone. And that's our Achilles heel right now.
How do you think you can maybe use this individual performance for you as a building block to be a more involved contributor in the game?
Well, I think I definitely earned some trust within my teammates. It feels good to make plays for the team. When you don't make plays, you just want to do good for the guys. This is a team sport, and I want to contribute any way I can.
Couple more.
Keyshaun, what can you say about the physicality of Houston up front?
I mean, they're solid. I said they did a good job, collecting blocks. I still think, I know we're the more physical team. At times, that wasn't on what we were putting on film. They were getting up to us, driving blocks. But, like I said, they're just a good football team. They're underlooked or overlooked, they're a good solid football team that's going to win a lot of games.
Got one more for the guys?
For both of you guys, it's your first time losing at home in the stadium. What's that kind of feeling like process right now?
It sucks.
Yeah, any loss sucks. I mean, especially at home. Like, we don't sell these crowds out to lose. Like, we don't want that as players. On to next week. That's all I can say.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thanks,
Good
guys.
coaching here.
Good job. Good job.
Everybody they shift their focus to this seat.
I'm going to move. Would that be easier?
Is everyone okay with him in that seat? Okay, stay right there, Coach.
Sounds good.
We will use the mics for your. I'll be pass this around. Sorry. Go ahead, Blake.
Blake Neiman, Fox 10 News. Kenny, this being the first home loss since your first season, I guess. How do you kind of process that?
Yeah, it sucks. I mean, it was a good run. 10 games in a row here. Great environments. We've really built a great environment here. And unfortunately, we couldn't get it done tonight. We didn't play good enough in the first half, first 3 quarters, really, of the football game. And, it's unfortunate, but great crowd, great environments. It's a good run. Hopefully we can start another run here, the next home game.
Chris Carpenter's another source, kind of a two-parter. Kenny, what were the main factors in the inability to move the ball offensively in the first half? And how impactful were some of those officiating decisions?
Yeah, first drive was productive, getting to good range. So, Sam went out, Jeff went in, did a nice job, and got in range to get points, didn't get it done. And next drive, they got us on a big TFL. They're a big twist team, so I think the TFLs early were getting us behind the chains. And then they were doing a nice job, obviously, on third down. With third and longs, you're not going to be productive. So the first down twist games up front were getting us behind the chains. Then the third drive, obviously we had a turnover when we were moving the ball and got near the 40. So combination of, not capitalizing and getting points when you move the ball down there, then turning the ball over near the 50. And then one of the other drives, a couple other ones, we had some TFLs in the run game with their twist game, so we couldn't stay in a good enough rhythm. And then we weren't obviously, efficient when we actually were moving the ball. We didn't get points, which is the goal of the game.
What about the illegal motion call on the touchdown that's called back?
Yeah, we got to get set. I mean, that's on us as a staff, not making sure guys are knowing where they're supposed to be and getting set, and before the motion, getting guys set. We just really switched our feet. It wasn't even on or off, which that's the part that kind of sucks. It's kind of like a small detail switch, and he recognized it halfway through, and it was an illegal motion. I mean, had no effect on the play, but was it a penalty? 100%. Just one of those unfortunate. We can't have it, and that's on myself to not let those things happen, because there's easily 10 points in that game just off that play alone, and some other things in that game where this game was way closer than it was most of the night. I think the score, we just didn't play good enough, is fortunate.
Michelle in front.
Michelle Gardner, Arizona Republic. Kenny, can you talk about what happened with Sam the first time he left the game, and then when he wasn't in the game for the last 2 drives, when we know he's the guy that always delivers with the game on the line, so the decision to go with Jeff instead of Sam late?
Yeah, Sam got retweaked there at the end. So he got tweaked at the beginning. We sent him in there, got some imaging. He wanted to go right back in, and I said, no, you're going to get imaging before you go back in. I don't care how you feel. And then he came back, and then at the end he tweaked himself again, so we held him out. And Jeff did a really nice job moving the ball down the field, moved all the way down the field, scored a touchdown, 2-minute drill, and then there at the end, bang play, great play by them to knock the ball out.
So it was ankle?
I'm not going to comment on what it was.
Go ahead, Jake.
Kenny, Jake Garcia, 12 News. What's your frustration level at right now with how the special teams group is playing?
Yeah, we got to play better. I mean, all across the board, we got to play better. We got to play better as a football team, though. We didn't play good enough as a football team tonight. That was one of the phases that didn't play good enough, but all the phases have to play better. They ran the ball, too efficiently with their quarterback. 21 carries, most of those direct runs for 124 yards. Running backs, 24 carries for 70 something. So that's pretty good defense. 3 yards carry, but the quarterback direct +1. You got to give it to that kid. You got to give it to Connor, man. That dude was a warrior for them tonight to take the snap and run quarterback direct run 20 times, 18 times. You got to give him a lot of credit, because he did a nice job. They did a good job up front, and that's a good football team. This league is filled with good football teams. That's a good football team. And when you don't play good enough and you face a good football team and there's no takeaway, they get a takeaway and you don't get a takeaway, there's a lot of, you're not going to win many of those games versus good teams.
And a quick follow-up just on the special teams. Is it coaching? Is it execution? Is it guys being disciplined in their assignments? What can you think?
I think it's a combination of everything. I think it's, there's different mistakes happening on different things, right? That last one was on me, because I told him, listen, the only thing we can do here is block it, even if they miss the kick, right? We're going to have a Hail Mary from the -5, so it was sellout block mode. I told him I would take a penalty, right? So that wasn't, the last one was 100% on me, just situationally, the block return is really your best chance to win that game, so got it sold out, but all the other stuff is just a combination of things.
Jeremy Schnell, Arizona Sports. Coach, along the same lines with special teams, you're going to consider making changes to personnel on that side of the ball?
Yeah, I mean, we're moving people around, but in season there's only so much you can do from that standpoint. So we've been moving people around. Wiggles got in there a little bit today, and he did a nice job when he got his opportunity. He did a nice job in the Peach Bowl too. So we just got to flush it and try to move forward and be better in those areas.
Jordan
Ham, Sports 360 AZ. Kenny, just to clarify on Sam, did he re-aggravate the injury he had earlier in the year? Is this
2 different things? So 2 different things throughout the game, and I don't want to comment on the second. The first one was just kind of a scare, hopefully based off what we saw. The second one, we got to We got to get more, look into it more before I really comment on it.
Pass it to Red. Look.
Go ahead.
Hey, Coach, right here. Kobe Bronson, House of Sparky. You guys haven't had this feeling at home in a long time. It's rare, and obviously the fan base is feeling the same way right now. So what's your message to them? Only 2 more home games left.
Yeah, I mean, it's great to set an expectation to win every home game. I mean, that's how it should be. You should have the expectation to win every home game. You're not going to, but that should be the expectation. And that's the expectation I have too. And it was upsetting that we didn't get it done for the fans tonight. They've been great. The crowds have been great. And it's up. You want to win the football game, so it's upsetting that we didn't win.
Front left, Logan.
Hey, Coach. Logan Stanley here, General Public. Last week was such an emotional win for you guys. Do you think that carried over to this week in terms of how emotional it was for you guys this week?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's hard to come back from emotional wins, but that's no excuse. I mean, that's football. That's college football. You got to find ways to do that. Whether you're dinged up, whether you're not, it doesn't matter if you practice, whether you don't. Like, you got to find ways to win football games, and you got to give a lot of credit to Houston too. That's a 6-1 football team. They've lost 1 football game. It's to a top 15 team in the country. Like, let's not overlook that. That's a really good football team. I know people don't like, crediting people for this year's resume, but this year's resume, the team's 6-1, 7-1 now. Like, they have 1 loss to a team when they had multiple turnovers, and if they don't have those turnovers, that game would have been way closer in that football game. Then the first turnover in that game was a bang swing pass. So for that, you got to give a lot of credit to Coach Fritz. You got to give a lot of credit to that football team. That is a good football team. And you play a good football team and they don't make mistakes, and we don't play a good football game, you're going to lose. And it's not good because it means we didn't play a good football game. But don't discredit that was a good football team that is 7-1 on the season.
Jacob
Brooks, Sentinel Source County. Obviously, Jordan Tyson out tonight. Malik McClain stepped up. Sean Mateer stepped up. What did you make of the playmakers on that side of the ball?
Yeah, it was awesome to see Malik really flash tonight. That was a positive. What do you have? 7 catches, 160 yards. That showed up all spring ball, all fall camp. So to kind of get that back, that could be big for us. As we progress towards the end of the season, and hopefully, start. Who knows where the other guys' statuses are, but I thought those guys stepped up. Pretty good, specifically Malik.
And so, with a quick follow-up on that, what do you think are the chances that Tyson can return?
I don't know. I mean, we'll look at it on Monday, and we'll make a decision from there.
Couple more. Ryan, go ahead.
Yeah, Coach, to kind of follow about the Tyson-related question, how did not having him kind of impact, especially the start of the game when you guys weren't really getting in the offensive flow?
Yeah, I mean, you're losing the number 1 pick at his position in the college football. So that's obviously, pretty critical for your football team when you're losing, him. Is that an excuse? Heck no. We didn't play good enough to win. Maybe if he played, maybe we have survived not playing good enough to win, but that doesn't mean we played good enough to win. You got to look at the facts, and the facts are we lost the turnover battle, we had too many penalties, we lost field position, we couldn't stop the +1 run game. And those have nothing to do with Jordan. And but yes, not having Jordan Tyson 100% is going to have an effect in the football game, right? But that's not an excuse to why we lost the football game.
Michael, front.
Coach Michael Carasino, Coach 4+. I know that you mentioned the +1 run game, but it seemed like in the first half, the chess match between offense and defense, it seemed like the defense was making adjustments, guys were moving around. Just what did you see, like going from the first quarter into the second quarter, defensively wise, making adjustments against them?
Yeah, I mean, we knew that they were going to try to attack our bubble in the run game and the open B gap, and they did a nice job of that early, and we made a few adjustments to stop that. And once kind of they countered with quarterback +1, once they realized that we made a pretty good adjustment there versus their true tailback run game, and then that worked for them for a while. Especially on second and behind the sticks. They ran them a few times on 2nd and 11s, 2nd and longs, which got them back into 3rd and manageables, and those are critical plays in the game. But all in all, we just, when you don't win certain things in the football game, when you don't win 3rd downs, you don't win turnovers, you don't win red zone scoring, when you're not efficient, on special teams, you're not going to win a lot of games.
Finish up with Blake.
In this day and age of college football, with the parity and everything, 2 losses in conference doesn't always define someone's season to putting an end to with a month left, how you kind of keep the hope, keep the vibes high?
Yeah, I mean, we have the same record in conference that we had last year at this exact time. So, like, it's funny, last year's like, there is no hope, right? This year there like is hope. It's just funny how you can get lost in, you know, in this whole thing. And like I told the guys, I was pretty mad in the locker room. But at the end it's like, listen, we're at the same spot we were last year. We just gotta go get better. Everybody's gotta look themselves in the mirror, right? Coaches, players, everybody. And we gotta go improve. And that's all you can do. So, you know, it's frustrating. You hate losing. You hate losing at home. It was a really good run of winning at home. And now we got to start another run the next time we come home. But before that, we got to go play a really good Iowa State team, who I believe we have the same, both, you know, we were in the championship last year together. I think we both have the same records now. We have one more conference win than them, but another good team, another road team, and we got to go take care of business for the bye.
All right, thank you.